Hi, it's Mickey from Flipping Spain. This is just going to be a quick video about remote networking. So if you're in my position where you want to invest in a place that's far away from you or a place that you're going to but you're not there yet, it is not impossible. It's not easy, but it's not impossible to start networking right away. One of the first things you can do is go to BiggerPockets. A lot of people have started their real estate investing journey at BiggerPockets. And it's a huge website. It can be a little bit of information overload. But if you're brand new, I say start with the podcasts. Just either start at number one or look at titles that attract your attention and listen to those because you'll always learn something. And it's other people who have done things you might be interested in doing, sharing their experience, and that can be really helpful and also just encouraging to know that it's possible to do. But the way I'm going to use this today is I'm going to go to the tools, not true, I'm going to go to build your team and I'm going to search members. Now, I don't know if there are any members in Spain, or I don't know if there's people talking about Spain, so I'm just going to put Spain in and search. Okay, so this is going to pull up members. Now, I think you have to be a premium member, which I used to be when I was full-time in real estate, and I'm not now. That would allow you to filter by location, but it looks like what I'm getting is a lot of people whose name is Spain, which is not helpful to me right now. So I could keep scrolling through the members. I could also switch to agents. Let's just see. Yeah, so here we have this Wanderlust Realty in Valencia and Remax in La Rioja, which is where I'm going to be. So I might just check that out. So this is interesting because you see this. She's got no deals, no reviews, 2 posts, no votes. So she's not really active on here. A lot of real estate agents and a lot of investors sign up thinking they can just sign up and get on here and it'll do something magical, but you have to actually get on and interact with people and engage in the community. But I still will keep that, as someone who I can connect with because they are an agent in the area I'm going to be living in and investing in Spain, so that's useful to know. So that's fine, but if we just go to all, let's see what comes up. So here we go. Here's a topic. Now this is from 2014, so it's going to be out of date, but there might be some people in the thread that are worth talking to. This is 2021, Madrid. Yeah, so people are talking about it. So one of the things I can do is just jump into these conversations, see who's commenting, see if there's someone who's worth reaching out to. And that's what I did before. And through that process, I found someone who was doing renovation projects in Valencia, which is originally where I was planning on moving to. And so I reached out to them and set up a time to have a chat. And if you've never done that, that might feel daunting, but it's really not that hard. And in this community, people are really interested. They're here because they want to connect with other investors. So it's fine. This is like if you've watched the Biker Bar video, this is what I did. I just got on here, found people in Indianapolis, said, hey, I'm coming out to see what you guys are doing out there. Can I meet up with you? And people were so excited. Oh yeah, we'll meet up. I'll show you around, So, and I ended up getting a deal out of it. And that's what I'm talking about. So you can network remotely. So what I did is I found someone on here who was in Valencia and I set up a time, we had a chat, and then they invited me to their Telegram group. And so now I'm in this chat of people who are all mostly in Spain, doing things in Spain right now. So now that I know, because I got my letter from my program telling me I'm confirmed to be in La Rioja, which was my top region. So that's in the north. It's a smaller region with like one major city, really. So it might not be ideal, but that's where I'll be. And as you know, I want to invest close to where I live. So I'll put a post out on there saying, hey, like I'm going to be living in Logroño next year or in the fall. Are there any investors who are in that area or near that area? And I already know there's a guy in Bilbao, which is not too far away, like an hour and a half away, investing there. So that might be worth going to have a visit once I'm in Spain. But I can start building those relationships so that when I hit the ground, I'm like ready to meet up with people and get started instead of having to start from scratch. Then some other things you can do is just use things like Facebook and Reddit. When I was looking at Portugal a while back, I had been looking through Facebook, and you can find all sorts of groups. And I found this great building, renovating, and DIY in Portugal because I was thinking about buying some land and either renovating a ruin or putting a tiny house on it, all the cool things. And this group is great because it's no advertising, it's no promotion. It's just all about like, hey, I've got this problem in my house. So you learn a lot about like where people buy products from, how to hire somebody, a lot of discussion about the rules and regulations and dealing with your local community. So now that I know this exists, then I can go on here and sort of see if there's one in Spain. I haven't found one yet, funnily enough, but even in this group, I could just post and say, hey, does anyone know if there's a similar group for people in Spain who want to buy land? Now, this can be dangerous because you start looking into all sorts of different options that you might never have thought of before, which shiny objects, shiny objects. And it is really best to keep it simple. So, and I do know that. So I keep telling myself, like, the first thing I need to buy is probably needs to be habitable so that I can rent out some rooms and be settled in. Then I have the luxury of looking around, getting to know the neighborhood, meeting other people, and maybe finding something cheap that I could renovate and then use as a second place, as a rental, or things like that. So, but this is all just about finding people who are doing what you're doing, where you're doing it, and starting to connect with them. So Reddit is another option. Let's just see what happens when we type in real estate Spain. See what comes up. So right off the bat, you never know where you're going to find information. And that's why I think it's interesting just to get on and play around. So, we've got going to Spain. Is it hard to buy a property there? Spain realty websites, just in the Spain subreddit. Fire. Like, I wouldn't have thought to look in a fire sub, but people are saying they want to talk about buying property in Spain, Italy, and Portugal. So again, you just kind of troll through and then find interesting conversations. Even if you don't get information out of those conversations, you'll connect with other people that are talking about the same topics, which then might lead to other connections. They might be local, they might know the area, they might have a friend or a sister or a cousin who's in construction and speaks English and wants to help you. So I'm not telling you anything new. I'm just reminding you that it is possible, and this is how I'm going about it. The other thing I would always look for are meetups, because I want to meet people and talk to people, partly because I need people in order to do this stuff. I need people to work with, but also because meeting people in person and chatting with them, I feel gives me a really good sense of the types of people I want to work with. Are they talking in a positive manner? Are they really laid back about things, or are they pushing an agenda? Because you do have to be careful, like with anything. You have to filter out the genuine people who want to share their knowledge and their resources. And there are so many people like that in real estate investing. That's one of the things I love about it. I feel like at its core, there are just people who are really interested in it. They're out there doing it, and they are usually more than happy to share what they can to help you do the same because they've seen the benefit in their own life. So I really like that. But there are always people out there who are trying to sell you a course or just want to get money from you, and they are not always the most ethical. So when you connect with someone, just do what you would do in any situation. Run them through the socials and take the time to get to know them. Meet up if that is safe and appropriate or an option. And if you can do that, go see their projects. You can see how they work. Always, always ask them for numbers or ask for references if they want you to work with them. I'll say, hey, can I just, maybe chat with a couple people who have also worked with you? Because I have had too many bad experiences where I jumped in because something sounded so good and I didn't ask all the right questions and I lost money and got burned. So I'm going to make my next video about that. It'll be my Illinois flip, which is the worst flip I've ever done. And I lost a chunk of money on it. But I learned some valuable lessons. And now I want to be in control of my projects and my money. So that's why I am doing my homework up front so that when I get to Spain, I'm ready to hit the ground running. And part of that is looking for meetups. You can do that on Bigger Pockets as well. Let's just try it this way. Oops, I can't type. Meetup Spain. Okay, so, people are asking, yeah, look at this, an investors club in Spain. So these aren't places that I'm living. I highly doubt there'll be a meetup in my little town, but I might just have to take a weekend trip to Madrid and go to a meetup. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? So, but this is great because like if there's one happening, at the end of the month, and I know if I get to Spain at the beginning of the month, then I can have this on my calendar and already make a plan so I can get onto it right away. So that was just my quick video about how to get started networking even when you're not in your location already. If I come up with any new and exciting techniques or make any great discoveries, I'll be sure to share them in one of my next videos. And if you don't want to miss out on those, just click subscribe and stay tuned for when I start talking about how not to do real estate in my next video about a terrible flip gone wrong. All right, have a great day, guys, and I will see you soon.